What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome to Woosah Wednesday, everybody. You guys know we do this every Wednesday, back-to-back shows, non-stop. Welcome, everyone. If you are not currently subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I promise you, you will not regret it. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It lets me know that you like my content, and it means a lot to me. I take the thumbs very personally, actually. And please remember at the end of this to go ahead and leave me your comment. I love to banter back and forth about the shows. If I review the show, I like the show, and I like to talk about the show. So let's do it all down below, okay? You guys, without further ado, let's knock out Black Ink Crew, you guys. Black Ink Crew Season 5, Episode 17, Say It, Don't Spray It. All right, now, for the record, I just like to say that I really think Season 5 of Black Ink Crew could have been done very easily in 10 episodes. I am not really sure why Greenleaf is about to go off, considering all the content that goes on in Greenleaf, and Black Ink Crew has been on for like 9,000 episodes. Like, that's ridiculous to me, and there's not half the content. So yeah, weird. But this episode opens with the gang at 113th, and the group is telling Melody about how Donna basically acted like an ass towards Sky when she found out that Sky was getting the GM position for Black Ink Crew Atlanta. And Melody's like, what? I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. As much as Sky has helped her, you know, Melody has already said that she is in no way, shape, or form trying to get on Sky's bad side. So what else would she say? I mean, even if she felt differently, she wouldn't say it, right? But everybody agrees that Donna acted like a complete butthole last week. Melody finds out at the same time when Sky comes in with C's that Melody gets the management position at 113th, which she's super excited about, and Ted is getting a VP position of operations for all the Black Ink franchises. So basically he's going to be traveling with C's to all of the shops, just collecting the money. Walter said that that Ted is gonna be the overseer. Walt's so stupid. He's so dumb. I like Walt. So everybody's happy. Of course, Melody keeps trying to fire Ted, but she can't fire Ted because Ted is your boss, bitch. Kitty brings her parents by to 125th, and they get to meet C's. He charms the pants off her mom, her dad. They live in Washington, D.C., but they seem like they're very, very rural people. Like, her dad, I don't know, maybe I'm mixing the dialects up, but he sounded a little bit country to me. I had to listen to it again, but he did sound like he rode a tractor there. Anyway, so you know, the mom gets to talking about, you know, Kit's nickname is Puddin', and that's what she calls her. She calls her Puddin', and Caesar's like, oh yeah, I seen that Puddin'. I know all about her Puddin'. So that was a funny little moment. I saw like a little live thing. I don't know if it was on Instagram or what. I saw it actually on YouTube where Kit was talking about how she feels like she brought her parents on. She would have never brought her parents on if she knew that she was going to be represented like that on TV. So I don't know what she meant. To me, it seems like a perfectly harmless scene, but we'll see, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about Nikki and oh shit. So, oh shit comes into the apartment and Nikki is cooking, and he's saying that she has been a little melancholy, a little high strung, a little short tempered, since losing the baby. And she sits him down and she tells him that she just feels really, really overwhelmed. She misses her son, and she misses her friends, she misses her family, and she wants to go back to San Francisco. Well, he doesn't want her to go. He wants her to stay there. Of course, she's his wife. And of course, because O'Shea is an extremely, extremely dependent personality, he wants to know what can he do to keep her from going, to keep her staying there. But my thing is, I feel like I see it. I could be wrong, and I'm prepared to be wrong. But I think she's been trying to break up with him and go home for a while. I really do. I don't believe she was pregnant. I don't. I mean, she don't have to prove nothing to me. I ain't nobody. But I don't believe she was pregnant. I do believe there's another child. I believe she's trying to go home because the jig is up here. Ever since that girl showed up, I think she's been working on getting the heck out of Dodge. I think her feet are to the fire, and rather it be found out on camera, she is going to go back and deal with the situation she got there, which is 2 children. And towards the end, she's leaving, and he's following after her as she, takes her bag and loads up and leaves, and she doesn't even say when she's coming back, and he's crying, he's upset, and she gives him a little kiss on her cheek and goes on, because essentially, like I said, the jig is up. She can't just tell you flat out it wouldn't be good for you. So she's breaking it to you gently. She's gotten rid of the baby, so there's no ties between the two of you guys. The baby. So there's no ties between the two of you guys. Nothing to keep her there. She can go on. Nothing to keep you chasing after her. She can go on. And that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to end things with you real gently, like. And when she gets ready to get in the Uber and drive off, he says she's the reason he's been sober. That's gonna be bad. And she's the reason that he is doing so good. Yeah. I don't know. Shit, it ain't looking good. I felt bad for him standing out there crying, trying to talk her into staying. And she was not hearing it at all. So, we see Sky. Sky hops in the car with C. She been blowing his phone up, and she tells him all of this stuff that's going on social media with Dutchess. Dutchess dating the guy who play for the practice team of the Carolina Panthers. It was hilarious how they just kept repeating the fact that he was not actually on the Carolina Panthers, but he played for the Carolina Panthers practice team. Now, I'm assuming that is like the players that the real players practice on. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know a lot about football, but that's what it sounds like to me. That's so shady though, VH1. Well, they also find out about this Hurt guy, which I had already read a little bit about this before the season started. Evidently, this Hurt guy was before the Carolina Panthers guy, and he's the guy that Dutchess was cheating on C's with. Okay, so C's can't believe it. He's dumbfounded. He's just like, I know this can't be true. No, I mean, wait, go back? No, I don't understand. I blacked out. What are you talking about? He's like completely thrown off. And it's a trip. Later on, we see C's come in to 125th where Kit and Teddy are, and he just comes in the door and he just like dumps it. He was like, this dude sends me a long ass DM and tells me everything that has transpired between them, and say only some of this stuff that this cat know, only my brother would know, or Dutchess would know. Like, it's a personal family thing. Like, this dude could not possibly know this stuff. And he talked about how he was the reason why Dutchess gave the ring back, and that it was his idea for Dutchess to find somebody to come and say that her sister was pregnant by C's, and then she was just gonna break it up with him and end it. All of this stuff. And of course Teddy is like, I told you, man. I told you. And so Teddy says, I see on her social media account that she's in New York. So he said, you ought to go talk to her, man. And Caesar's like, I never want to speak to her again. Well, Kit want to go talk to her because Kit heard that she been saying some stuff about her on social media. Now, this is where the whole setup begins, because first off, you know why she talking about you on social media. You screwing her ex-fiance. Of course she gonna talk about you on social media. I mean, if she on social media, she's gonna throw some shade at you. That's just what's gonna happen. And why you going to talk about it? That don't make no sense, kid. I'm just not sure why. You know, of course the girl is not feeling you. You sleeping with her fiance. That doesn't make any sense. Of course she's upset with you. Why are we going to see her again? But that's not as dumb as Dutchess accepting the invitation. Like, stupid. But we'll talk about all that. So, in a really, really happy moment for the show, we see Bae doing a tattoo on a dude named Rob. Rob evidently is a longtime client of Bae's. And he's a nice guy. He looks like a regular Joe kind of guy. Very, very nice. Very, very, you know, has a very strong, you know, countenance about him. And she calls it a quiet confidence. And I have to agree. And he wants a skull tattoo, which of course she did some other tattoos he showed us. And the tattoo she did for him this go round was really, really beautiful as well. And he told her he'd been through some stuff and he's just looking to keep it real. And she's like, I've been through some stuff too. And I feel like I can connect with a person who has gone through some things, because it's like we have an automatic connection. He asks her out and she's like, really? And Bae looks so sweet and innocent. Like, I'd like to think that this moment, this small moment that they're filming, is a real reality TV moment. Like, I don't want to believe that this moment was contrived or scripted. You know what I mean? She seems so sweet and so wide-eyed and so innocent, and just really, really swept off her feet by a guy who is keeping it real, being honest, being vulnerable, nice. They go out on a date. He's a gentleman. He gets her a carriage ride. They go on a date where they can actually hear each other and talk, and he holds her hand and he reassures her and he comforts her after he hears her story. I mean, just a really, really nice guy. Yeah. I hope at the very, very least she was able to, you know that there's nice guys out there, you know, whether they connected or not. Still, I hope she knows that there's really, really nice guys out there. So that was a really good moment. Then we see Dutchess is in town for one reason or another. She's talking to her lawyer about expanding her brand and growing, you know, expanding her businesses and growing her brand. And I think this is her sister that's with her. And through the conversation with her lawyer, she starts talking about how she regrets all the time and energy and money and stuff she had put into Black Ink and not into her own shops. And so the lawyer's like, what do you mean? And the sister takes over then. And Dutchess is like, well, the sisters is talking about how Dutchess paid for everything. She paid 100% of the shop bills. She paid 100% of the house bills. She paid his child support. I mean, she must have really, really been killing it. She must really, really, really be killing it in the tattoo game, because New York is not inexpensive. Child support is not inexpensive, and for you to be able to pay all those bills and handle all of that stuff at Black Ink and still have enough money put up to open your own shop, like, you must be killing it in the game, Dutch. Killing it, right? So the lawyer is saying, you're entitled to half of Black Ink, if not some small portion of, the fact that the franchise has grown and is expanding. You were a part of that, and you deserve some part of that. And the sister is like, yeah. And Dutchess is like, I don't even want to think about it. I just don't even want the drama. She floats back and forth with this victim. I'm just a damsel type thing, so you don't see that she's picking your pockets all along. I just don't know. And then her sister is like, you need to take them off court. You need to have them all in the unemployment line. Walt, C's, Teddy, all of them need to be in the unemployment line. Girl, be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Because according to Herc, your sister been sucking and plucking him since June. Shh, sissy. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Caesar's having a little mixer. Okay. He sends a courier over to 113th. They all sitting around, Sky included, chit-chatting, talking, shooting the breeze. Donna, everybody. Caesar sends a courier over. The courier's got a bottle of champagne, and in the box, he's got envelopes with invites for everybody to the Black Ink Atlanta rollout mixer. In other words, he's going to roll out his plan for this Black Ink in Atlanta. It's going to be a mixer, introduce everybody to what the plans are, I guess. And he has invited everybody. We already know what their parties look like. Everybody except Donna. When I tell you that Donna's face was so cracked and she was so molded in and around the face area. Oh, Donna left in a huff. Okay, she was mad as all get out. I am so glad they are starting to shun the freak out of Donna. That's the only way she's gonna learn her place. Get rid of this. Over it. Done. And why she always dressed like a freaking Rugrat? She dressed like one of them kids from the old time cartoon, the Rugrats. Like, girl, grow up. Sky says she can go sleep in her car for all she cares. She gives no fucks. Okay, so let's get to the end where Dutchess is staying at her Airbnb, and I see here that she actually came into town to do a couple of clients. And Kit wants to meet up with her. Before Kit gets there, first of all, Dutchess is in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Airbnb. Like, awesome. Like, definitely great advertisement for Airbnb. She's on the phone with her friend, and they dragging Kit for filth, right? My thing is that you don't have nothing to say to this chick. Why would you have her come up to your hotel? Have her come over to your spot for what reason? Like, why y'all talking? I don't understand that. And Kit shows up. Kit got on tennis shoes, a hat, the whole nine. She looked like she might want to scrub. Now, she ain't had that hair put away, but she still looked like either she was coming to fight or she was gonna break dance, one or the other, but whatever. So she gets in there, and Dutchess is extra dry. Like, she is drier than the most driest, ashiest Dutchess we've ever seen. Like, she is Sahara on this bitch. She cannot wait to get all the way in Kid's ass. They go into the dining room, sit down at the table, and Kid is like, how you been? Why you worried about all of that and you fucking my man? I was here for all of that with Dutchess. I really was. I get it. I understand why she would be pissed at Kid. I didn't even understand why Kid had the unmitigated gall to show up there, but okay. So Then Kit is like, well, what if I called you? I see you don't care nothing about me. But what if I called you on the phone and said, hey, Dutchess, how do you feel about me? What would you say? Dutchess is like, why are you here? What are you doing here? You wanted to get with me. Well, I heard you had been talking about me on social media. And she was like, yeah, of course. So anyway, Dutchess is like, around and around the mulberry bush. I don't have time for this. Get out. And Kit stood up and she was like, she still had a couple of things more she wanted to say before she could leave. And then Dutchess had this all planned. She had it all planned out. I think VH1 had it all planned out. Okay, where she has this pepper spray in her waistband of her skirt. And when, she tells Kit, you're going to have to get out. And Kit's like, well, I mean, what do you mean get out? Who's going to put me out? Oh, you don't want to leave? I can't even really remember what Kit was saying. Oh, you don't want to leave? That's what Dutchess is saying. That's fine. And she sprays this pepper spray right in Kit's face. Kit goes into the kitchen, gets a bottle, looks like a champagne bottle, and chases after. Now, the time she's chasing from the kitchen to the door, the bedroom door where Dutchess has ran into, the door closes. And there's security there, but Dutchess is behind the door and Dutchess is taunting her and no one's putting her out. She's just standing outside that door and she's like, okay, that's your ass. I'm gonna get your ass. And Dutchess is like, why would I fight you? That's your ass. That's why you got pepper sprayed and I'm not gonna fight you. I don't have time to fight you and all of this stuff. And Kit's trying to push the door and get in and security and cameras are all just there. Like no one's putting her out necessarily. My thing is this, okay, security didn't do anything to stop Dutchess from spraying that girl in the face with pepper spray or what looked like pepper spray, because Kit really didn't look that put out about what she got sprayed with. Now, maybe that's adrenaline, I don't know. But security wasn't there to stop that. Like, they couldn't do anything about that, but they darn sure kept Kit from fighting Dutchess. I think if Kit had been there by herself with Dutchess, she'd have got in that bedroom. I think she would have got at Dutchess right off if they hadn't held her back either. But, so I thought that was odd. So they argued a little bit and go on out. And Kit says every time she see Dutchess, Dutchess gonna get in them hands. Okay, Kit. All right. We've already seen what your hands do, right? Because then you get dusted down in 113th. Anyway, you guys, that is Black Ink Crew. Like I said, next week is the season finale of Black Ink Crew. Wait, I'm glad this season is over. It was an okay season, but I'm ready for some Black Ink Chicago now, you guys. What do you think of this episode? Let me know. What do you guys think about Dutchess pulling a bitch move and spraying that pepper spray? Like, what? Who is doing that indoors, bitch? What are you thinking? What do y'all think about security? Like, what's up? I don't understand. What y'all think about Bay and Rob? Oh, boo boo. Y'all, what y'all think about Kit and listen, do y'all think the girl was pregnant? Do y'all think this was all a plan? What do y'all think about Kit? I mean, Nikki and old shit. Okay, let me know. Put it down below, you guys. I really think that's a strange situation, right? Okay, you guys, that's it for Black Ink Crew. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe down below, and leave me a comment, you guys. Until next week. Mwah.